Everybody, it's Shadowblades here again. I'm going to bring you a tutorial on the CEO office. So it does have a rooftop access and a ground access, so you can come in off the street or from a helicopter or whatever on the roof. The secretary is very
Hello.
helpful
What do you
in the
need?
fact that you can get
Keep
free
your blood
unlimited
sugar up.
snacks and everything that you need. So that's a bonus because the snacks give you health and it's very nice.
You
You
got a
can
nice
access
fleet,
your
boss.
personal vehicles from here as well, from any garage, even the Terabyte, which has my oppressor, my garage that has my armored Karuma, and then also if you own a buzzard,
As soon
you
as
can
you've
get it
decided,
spawned
I'll
right
get the
on
Pegasus rep
the
to prepare the vehicle.
roof from your CEO office for
Oh,
$500.
hi. So
It
long.
is also free to spawn it right in front of you from your interaction menu. So the important thing that you need to know about this, like I just have the basic CEO office, so the cheapest I could get. So you go to your computer. You do have to be in an online lobby or a solo public lobby. There's definitely easy guides for that, from sitting at your TV for a bit. Another one is sitting in your garage of an apartment. And another one is, I believe, adjusting your Wi-Fi settings so that you can become in a solo public lobby.
I told him
Uh,
I've got an
Personally, I find if you're doing it solo and you're fast enough, you can avoid griefers. And sometimes you find an online lobby where people are just decent and don't want to attack you, so everybody's making money and they leave you alone. But the basics of this is, so once you get in your CEO office, you're going to have three options. Actually, you'll only have two when you first start. This unlocks from uh, delivering crates and stuff. You slowly unlock these missions. These are at least two-player like jobs. They're pretty cool, definitely fun. I wouldn't say hugely worth making money over, but it's definitely something you can take a look at if you're interested. So you have special cargo and vehicle cargo. So we're going to go over the special cargo first. When you're first buying your CEO office, I would recommend getting a special cargo first, just because it's the easiest to buy into. You go to your map, you're going to have to buy a warehouse. I'll show you all the locations here. So my office is right here, and I've decided to put my warehouse as close to my office when I first started, so that it's, I go source my crates. It's either going to be in one vehicle or it's going to be three separate crates. You go grab them from wherever it spawns on the map and then drive it back to the warehouse you're sourcing it to. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy stuff. I'm going to show you, you can make a lot of money off this. They're pretty easy. I'd say some missions you can get done in 3 minutes, some take a little bit longer. On average, if you're sourcing 3 crates at a time, it'll take you about 10 minutes per 3 crates. This is a small warehouse. I'd recommend buying it first. It's pretty cheap. I believe it was about 300,000. So the CEO office is going to cost you $1 million plus 300,000, so 1.3 million, and you can get into this and start actually working. Sourcing crates, I'd source 3 at a time, every time, because it just makes it faster. It's going to cost you 18,000 per, so we got what, 54,000? Yeah, 54,000 for 3 crates to get it up to 9. And then once you get it to 9, so you're paying 54,000, you're almost making a $200,000 profit off of that. So that's definitely worth looking into. It takes you about half an hour. You can get 200,000. So every hour you get about 400,000. Now, when you do only have one warehouse, there is a cooldown. So I'd suggest in the meantime doing, a little job like, say, VIP work or something like that. I'll show you that in a second, just to tide you over. But when you have two warehouses, you can actually source in between, and the cooldown is only on the warehouse you just recently sourced. So if I were to source this one and then come right back to my office when I'm done, this one will be good to go, and this one will still be having a 3-minute wait time. But once I'm done sourcing the second one, this one will be ready to go. So that's why I got 2 warehouses. As you can see, my number is higher here. I go to 18 usually in my second warehouse, my bigger warehouse, because it doesn't get raided as often. And it still somehow, I don't know if it's because it's a bigger warehouse, still stays at only 1 vehicle when selling it off. As well as you'll see in my small one, I only go to 9 because it doesn't get raided and it usually stays at 1 vehicle. Now, the reason I have 19 in here is I also have a special cargo crate. A special cargo crate comes in very rarely. You'll get a call from your assistant saying you have something special to source. And when you do that, instead of this one crate being 2,000, it'll say anywhere between 19 and 27,000 for one crate. Now you definitely, if you see that option, do that every time you see it, because that one crate will have an almost $200,000 profit rate off the hop. I do have one in my inventory, which I'm going to show you in a second. But before we leave here, that pretty much covers everything here. Now, the different sizes, small, medium, and large. In a large warehouse, you can source a lot more crates. It becomes a lot more expensive to buy the warehouse. But once you source the crates, I mean, you can, if you're making 200,000 off of every 9 crates, then if you're sourcing higher numbers, you're going to make millions. Now, I just do the short and easy method right here. It's less to buy into. It's really quick. You start making money really fast. And I'm going to take you to a warehouse after I show you the cars, so you can see how much money I've actually made off of it. And we're going to be going to my medium-sized warehouse. Now, that's the cargo, and I would recommend getting that first because it's the cheapest to buy into and definitely the most profit. Vehicle cargo, really great for making money. I've actually made a significant amount of money already. The tips about this, now the first one I bought, I think it was the cheapest one, is 1.5 million. Could be, they start getting more expensive. This is why I say this is like a secondary thing to get into, because it does start getting a lot more expensive. Yeah, definitely. So definitely cheapest one is 1.5 million, which is the one I bought. And once you get that, you can start sourcing vehicles to it. You'll get 3 different types of vehicles, low range, medium range, and high range or top range. The trick to this is you only want to source top range. In other words, go collect everything you can get, but only source top range, because eventually it'll only give you top range cars, because your warehouse will fill up with all the small, medium, or low and medium range cars, and then it'll only send you top range cars. So in this one, you'll source a car, as you see, source vehicle. It'll deliver a vehicle somewhere on the map. You go pick it up, you bring it back to your warehouse, and then when you go to your warehouse and you have a top range, you source a top range, and it can sell for 80,000 with a 20,000 investment. Now the trick about this one, as well as it makes it a little bit more difficult, is you can only sell a car every 20 minutes, so you can max out at 3 cars an hour, as well as the damage of your vehicle affects your income. Like, it actually costs you money if you get hit. So I am going to show you a little more on that, but I'm going to go back to the crates and go to the warehouse right there and show you how much money I've made and about the special crate. I also have some guides on the missions if you want to see that. And yeah, so I'll be back in just a second when I get back to my warehouse. Everybody, what's going on? I'm back again. So right here we have the CEO office, and as you can see right in front of me here, this garage is my medium warehouse, and ahead of that, up on the map not too far, is my small warehouse. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the medium warehouse and show you what I got here. If he lets me on the computer. What's going on here? There we go. That was strange. Okay, so here we have my computer. Sales made. I've made 44 sales. In those 44 sales, I've made a total of 13.9 million. So almost 14 million. And after this next sale, it will clearly bump it up. So what I was telling you about, so I sourced this one to 18 crates. It usually keeps it to 1 vehicle, sometimes 2. If it is 2, it's usually only 2 trucks, so it's not that bad. You can deliver by a truck, a plane, or a boat. If you get the boat, I'm sorry for you guys. It's the slowest thing I've ever driven in this game. It does only take about 5 minutes to do the mission, but it's just slow. So as you can see, 18 crates is 540,000. Now you also pay 18,000 per crate, and or per set of 3, right? And then you source 3 of those, so you're paying 160,000. Which leaves you 380,000 profit off of that, and that can be done every, I'd say, hour. So that's pretty good money. Now, what I was telling you about the special things, now this one was one on the lower end of it, but it was a special item. So what happened is my my assistant called me, said there's a special thing to source, so I went and I sourced that one special thing instead of 3 crates, and it gave me this off of one source mission. And as it's only one item, it will always be in a vehicle. So definitely take a look at that. So that's going to do it for the warehouse. I'm going to go check out my vehicle warehouse. So I definitely recommend starting with crates because it is just such a huge money-making thing in this. If I can get on the bike. I finally got myself an oppressor. I'm going to do maybe a vehicle guide a little bit later. You can do the crates with anything. Obviously, the oppressor makes it faster, but just because it's faster doesn't mean it's necessarily the first thing you should get, because the oppressor itself costs probably close to 5 million all in, because you need to buy it, and then you also need to buy the terabyte, and the terabyte costs 1.3 million, and then you need to also put in the vehicle upgrade station for this to actually put missiles on it like that, and flares like that, which is very important things. And then also armor upgrades, speed upgrades, all that other stuff that you do when you're customizing a vehicle. Anyway, if any of you guys find this this video helpful, please leave a like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm to promote my video. Comment if you have any questions or thoughts, and make sure to subscribe, because I'm definitely putting out lots of content. Right now I'm on Grand Theft Auto. Later on I'm going to have other games, like maybe any of the Call of Duties, zombies, or maybe some Skyrim videos on how-tos, how to do it quick, because I got something. If anybody plays Skyrim, I got a couple different ways of doing it that you can actually get your character pretty high stats, or at least good starting stats, because it does take a long time in that game. But anyway, here we're on Grand Theft Auto. So as you can see, I do have a top range car. Now let's go through here. There's standard range, mid range, and then top range. So what you want to do if you're sourcing and you're doing cars and you're trying to make good money, never source any standard or mid range cars. So we're going to go to this. And we're going to go, boom, and then we're going to go to export, where we're not going to actually export it. So its regular price is 15,000. If you add in 3,750, you can get it up to 26. And then at the high end, 37,000 if you put in 7,500. Not bad money, but there's definitely better options. Then you have the mid-range here. Okay, so you can only source one at a time. Mid-range, unless you have multiple players. If you have people helping you, you can sell more than one car, but that is what it is. So we're going to hit that. So this is the mid-range, and it's 25,000, 43,000 if you put in 6,000, and then 62,500 if you put in 12,500. So again, not bad. Now, if you just source these cars and you never sell them, eventually you're only going to source top range cars, because it has a certain algorithm in the game where you need a certain amount of mid-range and standard. So eventually, if you're only sourcing top range, you'll only get top range. And when you source a top range car, like so, $40,000 value, $70,000 value if you put in 10, and $100,000 if you put in 20. Now, we're going to go ahead and source this car so that you can see. And so you got to do a couple of customizations. essentially you only have to, per each thing, you only have to do one change if you're trying to do it the fastest. So you have to do one thing that makes it look different. So I'm just quickly going through and doing that. Now if you want to take the time, you can upgrade it, but as you can see in the bottom right, you only have about 5 minutes to do it. But if you're trying to do it fast, I mean, it shouldn't really matter what you're driving in. Alright, so always go to the high-end dealer, he'll make you the most. As you can see...
Okay.
Alright, so actually this route I do have a little trick for you. So when you're exporting, you will always be attacked by some people. As you can see, the value of my car is $100,000. If I scratch it, hit it, whatever, I'm in trouble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and park it right here and then get out. I'm going to be a bullet sponge so that this car doesn't get shot, hopefully. See? Boom. Distract them over here. Whew. And then take these guys out. Alright, so I'm going to use my inventory, go to my body armor, boom, body armor, good. So they'll always come in 4 waves, so you leave your car right there and it should not get a scratch on it here. I've done this many times. Now there's a couple different routes that you can take from this warehouse, but if you get this route, this is a great way to avoid getting any damage on your vehicle, as well as a little trick of how to deal with these guys preferably without dying. Now you can die. It doesn't matter, like it won't just fail your mission or anything, so that's not a big deal. But yeah, this is pretty much how you do it. Now it's going to be 2 more waves of cars, and then they'll be done. There is no lock-on while they're in the car, so after time you end up learning to free aim a little, but as soon as they get out of the car, obviously the lock-on's there. Again, feel free to leave a like, it does help my channel. Starting to get a lot more views recently, which is awesome. Only started a couple days ago, and definitely have lots more content coming, so hit that subscribe button if you like. Ooh, okay, get out of your car, get out of your car. Oh, come on. Now, if you guys are like really hurting for cash, a little underrated thing that I can say is grab cash off of bodies, because seriously, I don't know where the stats... Oh! Ouch. I don't know where the stats is to check it, but definitely do that, because you can, like, literally people over time have made millions just off of that. So definitely do that up. And then all you gotta do is get this vehicle back without a scratch on it. And then you get your full $100,000, which is only actually $80,000 profit. As to... you invested $20,000. So take her easy. You got lots of time. There's tons of time. I got 11 minutes here. I'm gonna see what it is when I'm done. Also, when you are sourcing these, you will get the prices. But when you source the vehicle, you pick it up from wherever it is on the map, and every time it gets shot or you hit something, it starts costing you money, which actually takes out of your profits. You can do it with minimal damage, or next to none, depending on what mission it is. Sometimes they're different. Generally, you'll get attacked, and if you do get attacked, they're after you. They're not after the car. So make yourself a little bit of a bullet sponge. Take that extra little damage if you have to. Again, dying does not end the mission. So if you die a couple times, that's fine. But just try not to get the car shot at. If you have cops, try calling Lester to get rid of the cops off of you. Because you can call Lester and remove the bounty, as I'm going to show you on screen here. Also, a little tip. Pressing right or left on the D-pad makes the phone skip in certain ways, like faster, like 5 contacts at a time.
How can I be of service?
Alright, so as you can see, I don't have any wanted level, and it's free because I don't have any. I think it's $200 per star. And then you go down right here, as you can see on screen. Press remove wanted level if you have cops on you. It's a good thing to keep an eye for. Oh, right at the end, of course, eh? There you go. Well, at least I showed you guys how to do that. Yeah, so when you're sourcing cars, people will come at you. Keep an eye for that. When you're selling them, you'll get 4 waves of guys in cars. But when you're sourcing them, sometimes you get an attack helicopter or whatever. Cops, something. Anyway, as you can see, that's how that's done. And I think that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. Any other tips I can give you is... if you're trying to do this really fast, once you're a CEO, you can source your vehicles quickly here. If you have a buzzard, you can go to your vehicles here and source a buzzard for free. I just sourced my car and a buzzard, so you're going to see here, when you're done your mission, if you have a buzzard, boom, it's there. If you're done your mission, you have a Oppressor Mark II, it's there. And yeah, that's going to be it for everything. If you like this content, definitely like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with more soon. Have a good one, guys.